Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This video we're out in Ventura Harbor fishing with Ventura Harbor Sports Fishing aboard the Island Spirit. It's a full day of fishing, fresh bait, solid conditions with one goal, and that's to find fish, stay on them. Let's get after it. Parking super straightforward. You just have to remember your parking spot, and then there's a machine there or sometimes a code, and then you pay for parking. Here you're going to check in. You sign your waivers here. If you need rental rods, this is the time to get them. If you brought your own, that's cool too. As you're boarding, hand over your rods to the crew. Select your seat, lay down your gear, because most likely that's going to be your spot. I like to head over to the galley, introduce myself, say hi, and usually put it in order for that early bite to eat because you're going to need a lot of energy here for a full day's fishing. So after you cast off, most likely you're going to head over to the bait barge, grab some bait. Now's a good time to really just situate yourself, get your gear ready. You're gonna spend a few minutes here, so use the time to kind of tie your knots, make sure your gear's in order. Here in California, we're fortunate to have live bait. Months ago, when there was a shortage and nobody had live bait, I think the whole fleet was feeling it. A lot of our style of fishing is really dependent on just tossing live bait out there to keep the school stuck to the boat. As you head over to the fishing grounds, now's a good time to get situated. Get your gear out, tie your knots. If you need help with the crew, definitely ask. They're there to help. When you first check in, you're assigned a number, and each number and each fisherman has a number to the sack. Every time you catch something, the crew will ask for your number and they're going to put your catch in that sack. So it's really important to get your number when you first check in. Depending on where you're fishing for that day, it might take an hour or more to get to the fishing grounds. Use that time to ask the crew for what type of fishing you'll be doing for the day. It changes depending on conditions and what's biting. Also, the crew will typically use this time for a briefing. It's really important that you listen to them, especially if it's your first time, because they will walk you through some of the ways to use the rental gear. Or if you brought your own and you have the same style of equipment, it wouldn't hurt to really just listen to them and to see what's working, how much weight to use, what style and what number of hooks and what technique. It's really important. They're there to help you. Don't feel ashamed to ask questions. Pull them to the side. It really helps them that you succeed on your day of fishing, and so you will see that they're very enthusiastic to help you and show you what's working. This was a special day where I had two friends who have never been fishing before offshore, a boat even from the banks, and so really it's their first time everything. First time with live bait, first time using a conventional reel. That didn't stop them, and as soon as they got their first bite, you will see here that the stoke was real. I wish I had this type of luck when I first started fishing, because they plugged into some huge rockfish, huge red rockfish, multiple type of species, and the stoke was real, and needless to say, they're hooked, man. And so unfortunately I didn't get a lot of fishing footage because I was really helping them out. Now, as you're fishing, because of the number of people on the boat, current conditions, Sometimes people hook on a fish and their fish, as they're reeling it in, comes up, and it's inevitable that you will most likely get a tangle with other fishermen. It's important to just not get frustrated. Just communicate with the person beside you. Most likely, it might be somebody beside you. In some instances, it's somebody from another side of the boat. The current or the weight or the drift took their line and wrapped around yours for whatever reason. It's important to kind of just communicate that. If it gets to a point where you can't, as you see here, I worked with my neighbor, the person beside me. He was really cool about it. You know, he was helping me. I was also helping him from the other side by holding the weight. That way it's not dangling around. Just get it sorted between the people at Tangled. Most of the time, you might need help from the crew, and it's okay to kind of just shout out needing some help, flag them down. And once you're undone, if everything's still okay as far as like the hook and the line, walk over to the bait section, the bait tank, and rehook your hook with whatever the technique is working for that day. In this case, you see here, I'm loading up the hook with some freshly cut squid, and that was the ticket. After an awesome day of fishing, the crews will start to walk around and ask everybody how they want their catch prepared. It's a service that they offer. For a minimal fee, they're gonna fillet your fish. Some guys like it whole, gill gut, or they just want the whole thing, and they just put it in a sack at that point. But think about how you're going to go home with your fish. If you brought a cooler, hopefully you did. That's one of the tips, is to bring a small cooler for the catch that you will eventually get. That was also a good time to just take a break, enjoy the ocean. A friend of mine was taking a nap, just catching up on Z's. It's a long day, especially with a super early morning. And a whole day of just adrenaline and fishing. You could see all the fish that we had to process. It was an epic day over by the Channel Islands. The crew will also announce the time to settle up your Galley Tab, all the food that you consumed during the fishing trip, and also the minimal fees for the fish cleaning and processing. So listen for that. Pay attention as they announce it, and get that taken care of before you tie back into the docks. I love this part of the day as it's winding down. Normally, as you're pulling in, the views are awesome. The light is awesome. You've already chatted with your buddies, shared stories of the day. And now's the time to kind of get your gear all together as the ship is tying to the dock. Make sure you got everything. You've settled your tab, and also collected your belongings. You will not walk off with your fish. The crew will cart it over there. It's some California regulation. If you know about it, put it in the chat. But you will just grab your stuff and your gear and walk over to where you first started. Most likely it's going to be where you signed up, around that area. And the crew will make their way over and announce your number